thought, let me see. Would you guys want to take like your break now instead of waiting for like another 20 minutes?
Sure.
It's
Okay.
okay, Lisa. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is, if you guys want to take a break and just kind of hang around, just waiting to see.
Here's this Dentrix. So we're gonna log into the PMS. Okay, it's a different day. So I'm gonna go into
Recording in progress.
and move it into the RDP. So pretend we just copied it and then we would paste it into the RDP. So they posted this one, and this is a scan. So they've dropped everything that they've posted into this posted folder. So you'd go to this folder, scan, Zentis share folder, and sometimes they look different. Sometimes they look like a gray little box, but they all say this Zentis on them. So open the folder, you'll go to the posted folder, you'll go to this year, this month, and the day that you're posting for. So today is the 25th, so we would create a 25th folder, but we're pretending it's the 11th. So they dropped everything in here that they've posted, and then they have a deposit slip. So this deposit slip is for the same date, so it matches. I'll open it up, and it's showing us dental insurance check payments and dental insurance EFTs. So we saw in the folder that they posted 2 EFTs and 1 scan. Now let's do some math. Where's my calculator? This RDP, I don't know why their toolbar is over here instead of over here, but it works the same. So I'm going to add them up to check if their deposit slip's right. So this EFT is $3,594.10. And I know they didn't rename it because that's what the transcription team names it, but we'll just open it. Hold on. I don't want to take a tour. Hold on. Okay, there we go. So here's the total amount right here. $3,594.10. So that matches. That's what's on this cover. Perfect. We're going to add the next EFT. $444.50. So the total EFTs should be $4,038.60. So I'm going to go open this and go to the deposit, and here is the EFTs. So we know these are checks and these are EFTs. So based off what was dropped into the posted folder, it should match $4,038.60. We look right here, $4,038.60. So they reconciled correctly. And I'll show you how to run this report. But what we see so far is what's in the folder matches. Now let's reconcile this, the checks. So we're going to go back to the folder, and then here's the scan. And it says that the check total is $1,789.90. $1,789.90. So it matches the scan cover page. So you want to make sure when you're posting your checks, you post and post and post. And then when you run your report, this number for checks should match your scan cover page for checks. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay. And then same for the EFTs. So they put the 2 EFTs. We see because we may, what if we accidentally put this one as an EFT? Then we right away would see, okay, it's off by $411. Oh, there's a check that was for $411. Let me double check. Okay, I accidentally put it as an EFT instead of a check. Then you know you can go back in and change the payment type to the correct one. So that's what the reconciliation is for. So we can check if we made any mistakes. So far, this is balancing perfectly. So now I'm going to show you how to run this report. So we're going to go into Dentrix. So say we were posting, we're done. Let's see, no. Okay, pretend there's a patient here like you were just done posting the last check for your scan or the last EFT that was on there. I'm ready to run my report. I'm going to go up to this little chair. It looks like a little rolly chair, and it pops up the words Office Manager. So I'm going to click on that. And then I have this pop up for Dentrix. So I want to go up to Reports. And this is the same for Dentrix Enterprise. Okay, so basic Dentrix and Dentrix Enterprise. So I'm going to go up to Reports, and I'm going to select Management and then Day Sheet. So when I select Day Sheet, you have some options. So it's saying you can change the provider. We don't need to do that. Change the billing type. We don't need to do that. Select tools. That doesn't need changed. So we are running the report for today. So we'll just leave all of that. Everything can stay the same. And then we have select dates. So our deposit slip that we want to reconcile is for February 11th because we're pretending it's February 11th. So where did it go? I'm going to change this to February 11th. Now, mind you, you would be running this for the day you're posting, right? So it'll pop up today's date like it did today. And you would just run it for the 25th, but we want to see the 11th because that's what we're reconciling. And if you ever need to go back and check days, this is how you would do it. So I changed it to the 11th. I'm not going to change this. I'm going to leave this as the entry date. Anytime you would select this is if you were backdating. So if you were ever changing the date that is on the payment when you're posting the payment, then you would need to check that box. But that's not very often. That's only if you're going over, see how this says 11 a.m. If you were posting within 2 days, so say you were posting at midnight of the office time, the office's time said midnight, and you rolled over to the next day and you still weren't done posting, then you would need to change the payment date to match all the same dates. That's the only time you would be backdating, okay? So we have deposit slip selected, and you can click on this button called Options, and that's going to filter out what you see on your deposit slip. You can see all these other options. So, you know, HMO, capitations, MasterCard payments, flex spending. There's all these random things. I've set the default. This is your preference only. So when you go into your RDP, it'll stay on your preferences, like your specifics. It will stay on it. No one else can like change your defaults. It'll stay. So it's going to say insurance checks, insurance electronic, and insurance credit card. And I want to include the check details. So that's my preference because I just want to see what we've posted, right? If you do the rest, it's just a lot of extra stuff that you don't need to see and won't pertain to your reconciliation. So I select those and I want to include the check details. That's like the check number, the amount on the check, the insurance carrier, that stuff. So I'm going to click OK. And then that's the default. So I want to save as default. And it's already saved, but if it's your first time saving it, you want to check that box. So we're going to click OK. Once we click OK, the report was just ran. So I can see right here, today's date, I ran a deposit slip and it says not printed. So that means no one has viewed it. It's just gone to this batch. So it's just sitting here. We can see other people have ran deposit slips yesterday and one today. And displayed means they looked at it. Printed means they saved it to the computer. So this one says not displayed. So no one's done anything with it. I'm going to double click on it. So right now it's just selected. If I double click, it'll open up the deposit slip and it will change that not printed to displayed. So as we look, it's going to show the same amounts that were reflected on the deposit slip from here. Same amounts. The only difference is I like to see the specifics, so the patient's names. That's why I did see check details, because I like to see the patient. So if I make a mistake on one of these checks, I can relatively quickly see, okay, Regina was for 96, Lauren was for 174, and Regina also had another one for 1577. So you can quickly fix your mistakes if you have them. If you don't check the check detail button, you'll just see, you won't see any of this. You'll just see these two items here and this one here. You won't see how it's divided up per patient. So that just helps you reconcile quicker. Same thing up here, shows you how those checks are divided up per the patient. Okay, so once we reconciled and we have matched the totals, so for our EFTs, we matched this number, added up, and then our checks match the scan cover page, then we can save this to the folder. We can save it in here. So to save it, you're going to click this little printer up at the top left. It says print report. And you can save it either to your desktop here, which will just save to the desktop, or you can physically go in, let's see where it is, Zentis share folder, posted folder, the month or the year, the month, and then you could go to the date and then save it here as, you would call it deposit slip. And then the date 2/11/2022, and then you would click save. And it would save and look just like that. I'm not going to actually save it because there's already one in there. Does that make sense so far for everybody?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So once you save that, this would disappear. And then you can see here it was printed because that means it was saved, right? So you would exit out of everything. We can exit out of this. Okay, so we've reconciled the EFTs and the check, and we have our deposit slip. Now we need to send our daily billing work report for this office. So I'm going to go to the internet browser inside the RDP. Do you guys have the daily billing work report link?
Not yet.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't have it.
Okay, let me put it in the chat for those who don't have it
Thank you.
and save it somewhere. Okay, there's the link. This is the form you're going to use. So I'm going to go into my internet browser and I'm going to go to my URL and I'm going to paste that link. Okay, when I get in, it's going to ask me to sign in to my email, my Zentis email. And once you do this one time, it will save it. So you have to verify your login. Make sure it's really you. Okay, it verified me, perfect. Once you do this the first time ever, it should save your information for future. And then we just fill it out as it reads. So the date was February 11th. We're still pretending it's this form. And we're reporting for City Heights. So I'm going to type CI and it should bring me down to that office. You're going to put your name. So if everybody could actually go to this link really quickly and see that their name is in the option on the form. If it's not on there, let me know, because we need to have you added to the form for Monday and next week's postings, okay? We'll click next. We're gonna do payment posting. So we have departments for claim submitters, aging, and then us, we're payment posters. So we're gonna select payment posting and next. Now we're gonna fill this out. So our check total posted today, we can open our deposit slip and we wanna make sure we do the right amount. So it's $1789.90. No commas or dollar signs. If I did a comma, it would say must be number only. If I did a dollar sign, same thing, must be just numbers. You can do the decimal though. This is for aging if we were working our aging spreadsheet, which we did not. So I'm going to do 0. EFTs is right here. So $4,038.60. We didn't do any aging on our EFT, so 0. We didn't post any virtual credit cards, so 0. And then if there was an issue, so sometimes there's problems that come up where you can't post, say you have a scan and there is a check in the scan, but there's no EOB. Well, that prevents you from being able to post it, right? Because we don't have a patient's name, we don't have a date of service, we don't have enough information to post it correctly. So you would then put this in here. You would just let the office know deposit slip for today is going to be off by whatever check was, say there was a check for $100, by $100, check was in scan, but EOB was missing. You can say, my team is working to pull this EOB. If you have it, could you please provide it to us? So they know, one, what the problem is, but also that you are working on the problem. Okay. So if there's ever anything that's not able to be posted, we need to communicate that to the office here. And why, where the discrepancy lies and how we're trying to resolve it for them, or what help we need from the office to help us resolve it. So this is just a way to communicate. This does go directly to the office, so make sure that it's appropriate and professional. Then we would click on this. So add file. I'm going to put NA here because we didn't have any issues. We're going to go to files and I'm going to go to my drive, or actually, hold on. Upload. So from the computer. And then you can go here to the scan folder, the posted folder, and then same place. So month, and then the 11th. So you would select this one, your deposit slip, open, and then upload it. So the office gets this deposit slip. They can see everything we posted. Did you source your payments from the dashboard? So did you mark resolved on all your payments that you posted? It should be yes. If you were searching them, but they weren't in the dashboard, so you had to create on-call tickets, still select yes, because you were attempting to mark them resolved and that wasn't your fault that you weren't able to, right? Because they weren't in there. This is just, they want to see if we're using the dashboard. So you should always at least be trying to use the dashboard, okay? If no, what was the reason? NA, you should always be at least trying to use the dashboard. And then if you have payments that aren't posted due to pending practice approval. So pending practice approval means like you had a missing EOB and you need the office to give it to you. That's going to be one of the reasons. So you would say, was it one claim? Was it 2 claims? So just letting them know a number amount so that we can keep track. So for this one, it was 0 because all the EFTs were posted and the scan was posted. If there was an unposted payment amount, due to pending practice approval, has the office been tasked? So one, we're going to task the office here with this communication on the deposit or the billing report, but then we also need to put it in the channel, office channel, and tag CS and create that ticket so that if the office doesn't see it first, our client communication team can ask them the question as well. So we have two ways of trying to get that payment that was not able to be posted communicated in all directions. So this should always be yes if you have a number here. Since we don't, we can just put NA. We're gonna go to the next one. And then if you worked on any aging or claims, which is very unlikely, but you maybe, I don't know, you would want to report that also. Most likely not going to happen, but when you're done, you just mark as done. This is per office. So this isn't your daily report for you as a biller. This is your report to each office you post in. So if you're working with someone else in an office posting, you all need to communicate when and who is running the daily report, the deposit slip, and who's going to send this billing report. You can send multiple reports and they will combine, but you want to make sure that, say, if someone's assigned to the scan, they only report the scan. And if someone is assigned to EFTs, they only report the EFTs. Because if you both report both, then it's going to duplicate when it gets sent to the office. So I would recommend just doing one report and have one person do it. Okay. So when you're done, you can click next.
So we have to fill the daily billing report regularly, or we have to fill only when there will be an issue?
No, this is a report to tell the office what you posted. So every single day that you post in the office, you need to send this report. And then I would send it to myself. This sends an email. So your email's up here and you click. I would recommend always sending yourself a copy, because if you don't, you won't get it and you can't go back and view it again. So if you get questions from someone, say from that's trying to ask, hey, this isn't reconciled correctly, or the office says you wrote something in your report that they have a question about, you can't go back and check. So it's good to just send yourself a copy and then you would click submit. I'm going to go back. Say we're working in an office and there's nothing to post. So they didn't upload a scan and there's no EFTs. You would still send a daily billing work report and you would select this, no work to report. And then you would select a reason. What's the reason there's nothing? You would say no scans or no EFTs. Maybe the office is closed. That's an option. Or maybe biller day off. I don't think that would ever apply. But this would be your only reason really for not posting anything for the office. If they did not upload a scan or there's no EFTs pulled by transcription, then that's the only reason that you would check this, and then you would just send them a blank report. Otherwise, you would be letting them know what you posted every time you post for the office. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, Sam.
That's pretty much it for Dentrix. Once you've done that billing report, this is the same. It should look just like this. Everything that you posted is in a PDF form. Your deposit slip is labeled deposit slip and the date. It's in the correct folders. Your scan, you don't have to rename it. It can stay how it looks. However it gets sent over to us, that's fine. And then you'll exit, and then to log off your RDPs, you always want to use this little key button that says log off. Do not use this X. Use the little yellow button. So we'll double click. It'll sign you out. Okay, so you guys don't have access to the form? Nobody does? I'll just have one of you guys go meet with Kumara.
Yes, Samantha, I have the access to the form. I can access.
Okay. Okay, good. If you have your Zentis email, you should be able to. Nia, I'm guessing that's why you don't. yet because you haven't got your Zen number and stuff. So we'll try to work on that today. Okay. I am going to run to the bathroom really quick, guys, and then I'll be right back, okay? And we'll finish doing other reconciliations, okay? I'll be right back, like minutes, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Recording stopped.
Open dental. Oops.
Recording in progress.
Okay. Getting in here to open dental PMS, and I'll show you how to reconcile. Okay, open dental. Same thing, right? We want to put all the PDFs in the folder. So this one doesn't look like a folder, it looks like the box, like I was saying, like a little gray box, but it says Zentist. Same thing, has a posted folder, year, month, and day. So you create your new folder. So today's the 25th. If someone's posting in here today, they're going to create the new folder for the 25th by right-clicking new folder and labeling it 225. Whoops. Let me keep it the same. 225 2022. And then they would put their PDFs inside of here and their deposit slip. Okay. So let me delete that so whoever makes it. Okay, so to run a report, I'm just going to run a random day in Open Dental. So when you open the PMS, it looks like this, the appointment book, but we want to go to the account. This is where we would be posting, selecting our patients, posting payments. So we're done with our day and we want to run our report. At the very top, there's a tab that says Reports. We'll click on that and then we're going to select Standard. And then you have this box that opens up with all these options. So the only one that matters to us is this one, Daily Reports, and we want to go to Payments. So we're going to select Payments, and then you can change your date. So it can be for today, which is usually what you're going to do, is it'll just be the day you're posting will pop up as the default. Let's just pick like the 11th like we were doing. So I'm changing it to the 11th to run the report from the 11th. You could do 11th through like a monthly report. I don't know when you would ever need to do that, but if you wanted to do like that, then you would run everything from the 11th, 12th, 13th, every day until the 25th. So making sure these are the same day will only run the day of the 11th. Okay. Group by, we want it to be by check. So this is EFT check or regular checks, not by patient. So you don't want to group it by patient. We want to see it by the checks. So that's the default. You'll just leave it like that. And then these are already selected, but this one says all patient payments. So that's going to be like cash payments, credit card payments that the office is posting, and that doesn't apply to us. So I uncheck this box. And then this one is all insurance payment types. So check, EFT. I just keep this whole thing selected. If you wanted to, you could do like that or like that. I just keep them all selected. And then all claim payment groups, there's nothing there. So that one is fine to stay selected. If you wanted to select by provider, you could. I don't change this because we want to see all the providers. So the only box I uncheck is the patient payments. And then you click OK. And it runs your report. So we can see, it says up here, the office, Live and Smile, insurance payments. So this one's insurance checks for 2/11. and that's the total, $5,228.60. And then here's our total for insurance EFTs, $2,023.50. That's the full total amount for both added together. It's just this one page. So you would want to reconcile the checks to your scan and the EFTs to your PDFs that you posted from the EFTs that were transcribed. So just making sure all these match, the payments match, and then if it matches, then you can print your report. So for Open Dental, at the top left, there's a printer. Same thing, save it as deposit slip and the date. Right now it's just saving to the desktop. You can save it to the file that you want to use if you want to, or you can, where'd it go? Might be right here. Oh, there it is. Like I saved it just into the documents, and then you could pull it into the correct file if you wanted to do it that way, or you could just save it directly into the file, your preference. Same thing, daily billing work report from your internet browser using the link, and then adding the deposit slip to the daily billing work report. Any questions on Open Dental reconciliation?
I'm sorry, I missed the button that you,
You missed what?
the button that you click before we start the reconciliation. Can you
Yeah, let's see. So if we're in here, we're done posting. We're on this account. We're done posting. You're going to go up to reports, standard,
Okay, got it. Thank you.
daily payments, and then the date that you want to reconcile, and just unselect patient payments. So whatever date you want to reconcile, and then press OK. That's it.
Thank you.
All right. Yep, you're welcome. Okay, Open Dental. They're pretty much all very similar, right? They all are a reports tab. It's just where to find it, right? So let's go to the next one. Let's do EagleSoft. Let's see. EagleSoft. Okay. Okay, so we're in here. We're going to go into EagleSoft, which is the blue square. Log in. Okay, so if we were posting, we would be in here on a patient's account. Okay, we're done posting all of our scan or EFTs. So we're going to come back to this screen to run a report, and same thing, it's called reports at the top. This one's a little bit tricky, so pay attention. You're going to scroll down like hold on. Okay, so you can either select here. I just realized I don't usually select that one. I usually select this one, reports, and then select financial. You can do it from here also. I just realized it was on all, but I need to be on financial. So same route, just a little bit different on how to get there, okay? So when you're on the financial tab, you're gonna scroll down 2 scrolls on your key, your mouse, and then it's gonna be this one, payment reconciliation, okay? We're going to click process. And then the first one says use, so we're going to select Zentist. I'm going to scroll down and select Zentis because I only want to see what I posted. I don't care what the office posted. I only want to reconcile what I posted. And I don't want that to confuse me. Providers will be all providers. That doesn't need to be changed. Don't leave it on today. Eaglesoft is weird, and the PMS does not roll every midnight. The office can set it up where it rolls to the next day, say when the office closes at 4 or 5 p.m., like when their office closes, they may roll the books to the next day. So it'll show your dates and what's posted wrong if you're posting after, say, 5 p.m. when the office closes. So when you run your dates, you're going to select this drop down. You're going to scroll all the way to the bottom and select other ranges of dates. And then you're just going to select the date here. So if it was the 11th, today was the 11th, we would change these to read as the 11, like that. And then you will click preview report, and it'll show you a report. So same thing, you're going to reconcile. Let me zoom this in so you can see it. You're going to reconcile EFTs and checks. So this day they only posted EFTs, and they posted $1,457.20 from, this is Zentis user, the 82, because we selected that. So we know that this is what we've posted for EFTs. So we would double check that that matches everything that we put into our posted folder. We have the appropriate PDFs in there as well. I can tell right now this is all the same check number. So this is probably one just batch payment. So it'd just be one PDF. To print it, we're going to go up here to the print button, and you'll just click OK. And then I think it should have gone. Hold on. Did it go to the desktop? I don't see it. Hold on. Hold on, let me do that again. You might have to change the settings. So I'll show you again, payment reconciliation, process, Zentis. We're going to scroll down to other ranges, the 11th. Oops, hold on. Why does it say 1990? Not January. Holy moly, what did I do? February 11th, 2022. Okay. There we go. Okay, preview report. Print, and then I think this one needs to be changed. So we want it to be cute PDF writer. So that goes to the desktop, okay? Cute PDF writer. We'll click OK, and then OK. It's loading. Okay, there, see, deposit. It's wanting to save it to the desktop. So then you would save it as deposit slip, the date, and OK. And then I think it's right here in the document. So you can pull it over and then put it in the folder. You would have to go into the posted folder, 2022, and then whatever date it is that you posted. This looks like a mess. You should only have February 2022, November 21. I'm going to move this into 21. Let me organize this. This should be by month. So see how there's January and February? Whoever's on this office isn't keeping their folders organized. You need to have it by month. So this should be January 2022, and then you should have a folder that's also February 2022. And then once February ends, we would create a March folder, March 2022. Make sense? So January
Yes.
should all be in January. And February should all be in February. Okay, so then it's like this, and then you go into February. Okay, 1, 4, 8, 11, 17, 18, 23, 24. If we posted today, we would create a 25th folder. So we would drop this in their respective folder that it goes to. Okay, any questions on EagleSoft?
And so far,
That's so far.
so far.
None, all good.
Awesome. Okay, EagleSoft. Okay, next one we will do. Okay, we did EagleSoft, we did Dentrix, we did Open Dental. Let's do Ascend and then Denticon. So let me find an Ascend office. Young. Okay. So I'm gonna go to my 1Password. Young is Ascend, so let's log into Ascend. Let me just check to make sure nobody's in there. And I'm not kicking them out. Okay, so for the cloud PMSs, except Denticon, you can have multiple users, but Young, you can only have, or for Ascend, you can only have one person per login. So I'm just checking here on the Office channel, and it looks like for today, so I'm looking at today, nobody has said that they're in any of the logins. So I can just go into one and log in. Let's do. Okay, so we're logging in. I'm gonna go to, so for cloud-based, there's no RDP folder, right? So we have to go into the Office folder. So I'm gonna go to Active Offices. I'm gonna find Young. That's the one we're in right now. Okay, here it is, Young. Okay, so for cloud-based PMSs, so Ascend and Denticon, you're gonna have an external folder like this. So it has a little head because that means that somebody outside of Zentist has access to this folder. So the office, that's who has access to this folder. So I'm gonna click on it and it should have the same type of setup as on the RDP. So we can see posted folder, we can see a scanned folder. So we need to check the scan folder for scans that get uploaded. Holy moly, they have a ton. I'll have to ask them who's doing that. So same thing, posted folder right here. So as you, same thing, this year, this month, February, and then you create your folder for the date. So I see 1 January, there should be a February. Okay, so this is in the wrong folder. I'm gonna move that back. This should be in January. Okay, so February. everything that's been posted for February is in here. So if we look at the 24th, there's going to be all the PDFs and then the deposit slip, just like on the RDP. So same thing. Okay. So let's run a report. Let's run the 24th. Let's see if we can match this. Okay, so in Ascend to run a report. So this is what Ascend looks like when you get into it, right? And then if we're working on a patient, we can just click a random patient. We're going to go to this drop down and then the ledger, and then that's the patient's ledger. So if we're posting, this is where we would be. And then we're done posting, so we want to run our report. We're going to go over here to this home button and click this drop down arrow. And then there's a tab labeled reports. Same thing, every PMS is going to be reports, right? And then we want to click day sheet. Or actually, hold on. Is it deposit slip? I think it's deposit slip. Hold on, let me check. Yeah, this one, deposit slip. And then you're going to select the payment methods that you did. So it's telling us they're running the report for the 25th. Let's change it to the 24th. And then we have EFT, so insurance electronic payments. If we had insurance checks, we could select that also. And sometimes we do transfer payments for ortho, so we may need to select that. So whatever you used for your payment types, just select those boxes. And then you're going to select preview, which will just show you a rundown before you print it. So we can see here for the 24th, insurance check payments, $1,946.25.
Hold on, Sam. Can you go back again to the run by transaction?
So yeah, let's go back from
Transaction?
here.
No, we're good with that
Okay,
page.
so
Okay.
home drop down, reports, deposit slip, change the date. You would leave it, right? You would leave it on the 25th if you were posting for the 25th.
Payment methods. Then choose.
And then select you could select all of them, but cash wouldn't apply to us, check wouldn't apply. So insurance payments, credit cards wouldn't apply, EFTs. And then this we use for ortho payments sometimes. So I would just select that also.
EFT
Looks like
payments.
Preview.
And electronic fund transfer.
So I click preview. And then it shows me grouped by each of those items. And then there's none for transfer payments. So there's EFT payments, and it tells me the insurance, the reference number. So this one's missing a reference number down here. So this needs to be fixed. Whoever posted this Delta Dental of California payment for $648 missed this is saying reference number. That's the EFT number that needs to be here. So that needs to be added. These ones are denials, so there's no reference number, so that's fine. These have payments, so there's your reference number. So those are good. The checks, these are all for Aetna. Here's our check numbers. Here's our payments. You can click this little arrow here and it will show you the patient's name. So it tells you who that payment was made on. So if you need to get deeper into the checks as to maybe why there's a balance off, you can drop those arrows down and it'll show you detailed where those payments are applied to, which is very helpful. And then if you want to print, say everything matches, you're reconciled. So this is telling us insurance check total, EFT total, and then transfer total is 0. So we're ready. Everything matched. So we're going to print up here at the top right. We select print. And we're going to I think print. Download or just save it as this weird random numbers and stuff. But if we do print, then we can save and change the title to the deposit slip. So this is just on my computer. So I'm gonna do deposit slip. The date, it was 2/24. So this is my computer, save. And then I'm gonna go back into this folder.
External.
So it's the external folder, and I just minimize this. And then here it is right here on my computer, and you can just drag and drop. So it's right here. Which one did I just drop? 24th? Oh, they put a 23 in the 24. I know this is the one I did because it says me. But this says 23, so I need to audit this account, it looks like. Because this should match, right? The 24th folder should have the deposit slip for the 24th, not the 23rd. So I'm going to delete the one I put in here. But the office can see this, so they can come in here because they have access to that external drive. They can come in here, take a look at all the PDFs that we posted, and also the deposit slip. So that's how we would reconcile in Ascend. You can exit that, and then this you can exit. So log out. Any questions there though while we're here?
Good.
Good. Okay. Okay. And then Denacon, and then we can come back to this maybe. Ascend. Okay. Denacon, let's find that one. Let's look at Fry. Okay, so we're in the PMS. We would be posting from the ledger. I don't have a patient slip. This is probably the last one that was done.
Sorry, what PMS is this? Denacon?
Yeah, Denacon.
Thank you.
So we're in the PMS. We're posting payments. Okay, we're done posting, so we need to run our report. We're going to go up here to the top. It says reports. We're going to do daily report. I clicked on daily report. Okay, so we have some options here. We're going to select this on the far left. It says deposit slip. Okay, when we select that, it's asking us the format. It's going to be PDF, so we don't have to change that. The group is the office, so we don't need to change any of this stuff. Transaction date, so you could change this. Let's do the 11th like we've been doing. Because I don't know if anyone's posted in here yet today. I mean, we were in there, but they were just denials. And then here's your payment types. So it defaults to cash. We did check. We didn't do cash, so I'm going to unselect the cash. If we did VCCs, we would select the credit card. And then that's, I think it, yeah. So here's insurance checks. So that's the one we want to select. And then actually, okay, so Denacon, the direct deposit is like that EO auto. That's the EFT one, the direct deposit. So this is if we did check as our payment type, and then direct deposit is the bottom one when we do the payment type options. It's that last one that says EO3 or something like that. That's going to be your EFTs, okay? So we want to see just the insurance. We don't care about patient checks, right? So we just want to see insurance. And then other options, show responsible party or show patient. We want to do patient because the responsible party is like the subscriber of the plan, but we want to see the patient that we actually posted the payments to specifically. So those are your options. So the top stuff we're going to leave alone, just leave that. You can change your date range if you need to, but it will default to today's date. And then you're going to select your payment types. So checks, direct deposit, and then we want to just see insurance. Okay, and then always pick the show patient. Then we're going to go down here to print/preview. And it's running the report. Okay, I'll make it bigger. So here's our report. It's showing direct deposit, so EFTs. It's the EOB 835 auto payment. That's what we select when we do EFTs on our payment type. So that's going to be the direct deposit. It's showing us each patient's name, the check number, EFT number, and it looks like on this one, the EFT number was missed. So if I was posting, I would be like, okay, I need to go back to Aquana Parker and check that the payment for 89, I need to update the check number. Now let me show you how you do that. You would go into your patients, Parker, was it AQU, something like that. Yep, so here's the patient, Aquanta Parker. Here's that payment for $89 in green. So I would click on this blue link. And okay, it's showing a check number. So I'm not sure why it's not in the report, but it's in here. So I don't need to change anything. That's fine. Where did it go?
Just choose the date of service, right? And the patient, and then go to the date of service.
Oh, I just went and found the $89 that was posted.
Oh, okay. You just
Yeah, because it looks like the check number is missing, but it must be maybe because they're all the same check number, or maybe I'm on the wrong line. Not sure, but it was in there. So it was in there. It wasn't missed. So I can go to the next, scroll down, and this one is showing us checks. Actually, nope, this is still EFTs. So it's showing us up here, direct deposit, and it's still the same. EFTs, EFTs. Okay, there's no checks. If there were checks, it would change like this, and it would just start a new line saying checks, and then the check number would be here. And you would see check as the payment type. Okay, and then it would have the same list of patient's name and check numbers. So this day they posted a lot. They posted $18,000 in EFTs. So I would recommend, if you're posting that much, to run this report every time you start a new check. So if you run this report, you can reconcile to that check number. So this is a huge amount right here. These are all the same check number. So when I finished, if I finished right here, I would run a report and make sure that all these patients reconcile before I start the next check. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then just keep a tally going. So when you finish your next check, you subtract the old check, and then you see if your report is correct. So you know that, well, I already checked the first one, so I know there's no mistakes there. I'm going to subtract that from my total, and now I'm going to balance my second check that I'm on. So I'm going to, if I balance the second check and it's off, then I know I just have to check those patients within that check and not the whole entire day that I've posted. Okay. So this is your report. Same thing. You're going to go to print, save, label it, deposit slip, save. You can exit this, and then you're going to go into the folder for IDOS Fry.
I'm back. Hi.
Hey, we're pumping through some reconciliation. Okay, so you're going to go to your external folder, same as like the Ascend office, but this one, it's a little tricky. The folders are named a little different. So this one, it has denials and worked. And then the scan folder actually has the posted folder inside of it. Not sure why it's in there. I'm sure we could probably move it out so you could see it, but it's in
I
there.
think that's how they have it set up for the external ones. I don't know why. I feel like it
I
would
feel like
be,
it should be on the same as the scan, like,
yeah,
you know, yeah,
yeah, that's how I feel too, like out there where the scans are, but.
yeah.
um,
I wouldn't go into the scans and think that the posted folder would be inside there, but
Exactly.
it is. So, and then you would go to your date. So we just ran the report for February 11th. So it's here on my desktop, and you just drag and drop into the folder that you made for February 11th. But I'm not going to because. Okay, any questions there on Denacon on how to run your report?
Yeah, actually, I do have a question for Dentrix Ascens and that one, Denticon. Unlike the other PMSS, which is the first two, Dentrix and Open Dental, we used the dental, or I mean the report link, right? How about for these two or last two PMSS? Are we
There's no
still?
link. There's no
There's no
link.
link.
No,
That's only for Dentrix and Open Dental, right?
there's no link on those either. What do you, I don't know what you mean by link.
No, I mean the, what do you call this? The report link, like this one, the one that you just post on or
I
send
saved it as a
on.
PDF. So they're all saved as PDFs. None of them are a link. They're all going to be
You
PDFs.
save to the draft. I mean, to the drive.
Yeah, so
So
you're
they
going to
don't have an
download it as a PDF. So it is on these cloud-based. Yes, it is a link while you're still in here. So when we run our daily report, we go to deposit slip. Once we click print on the report, it changes it to a PDF. So it's no longer a link. So deposit slip, your date, you're going to do check and EFTs is the direct deposit, insurance only, and then the patient. Print. I don't think there'll be anything right now, or maybe they're posting, I'm not sure. I didn't change the date to the 11th. Okay, so this is what they've posted today. So this is a link. Yes, right now it's a link. But once I click print, I'm saving it now as a PDF. And then I'm going to put it into the folder, where is it? The external folder, this one,
Okay, I'm
external folder. You're going to drop it into this external folder. So I could drag and drop. I don't know if I could drag it from here. Maybe not, but you could drag and drop from your, save it to your computer. So drag and then drop it into the folder, but it's a PDF. It's not a link. This isn't like a URL link. This is a physical PDF. Same with
I
all the
believe that's for Dentrix, Ascend and Denticon, right?
Yeah, Dentrix Ascend and Denacon, they're cloud-based, so they're on this URL. You're going to drop them into the external folders. Where is it? Yeah, external folders. And the other ones you will save into the RDP, which is the posted folder. So they're theoretically they're the same, right? Because they're in the posted folders. It's just for the cloud ones, it's within the Google Drive, and for the RDPs, it's the posted folder on the RDP.
Yep, and they all have to be PDF files, because when you send your daily billing work report, that's the only type of file you can upload.
Yeah, so don't have it like
A JPEG or something
I
weird.
think you can.
I'm sorry. What did you choose to the?
Sometimes you can.
To the date
Oh, yeah,
range. Is it the transaction date or the payment date?
The date you're working on. So today is the 25th. If I'm posting payments, it's
Yeah,
gonna
there's
be-
a two option though. It's transaction date and payment date. So transaction date.
in here. Yeah, so just transaction date.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Payment date, that's the same like we were looking at in Dentrix. That's if you're gonna backdate payments. So in cloud-based, it's very important because you guys are on such a different time zone. If you see your clock down here, roll to the next day. So say you started posting on the 25th, but you don't finish until the 26th, then everything after midnight, you need to backdate when you're posting. So
Mhm.
while you're posting, you need to make sure it's reflecting the 25th. So everything that you post within your shift should be the same date. And then you would select payment date. And then the 25th. Because if you're just on transaction date, it will only run what was physically posted on the 25th and not the stuff that was posted on the 26th. So you'll select if you backdated anything, so changed the physical date on your payment posting, you would select payment date. Does that make sense? I'll show you.
Yes. Yeah,
I
we're
can
good.
give you an example.
I'm
If
just
you're on
actually
your
just
ledger
doing
and
my
you put
notes.
an insurance payment and say it just changed right now. Say it was midnight and it just changed to the 26th, but I'm not done posting. I would need to change this to the 20. It would say the 26th because the date changed because it hit midnight. I need to go and change it to the 25th right here, payment date when I'm the payments. Does that make sense? And
Yes.
if you have to change this date because it wasn't posted within the same date, then on your report, you would click the payment instead of transaction. Okay?
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yep. Good question. Good question. Okay, I think that's all of the offices for reconciliation. That was quick. We moved fast through that. Let me log out really quick.
No care staff.
I don't know. You'll learn CareStack from. No one's going to be assigned a CareStack when you graduate, so you'll learn that from someone else, not from me, because I don't know CareStack either.
Me either.
And I don't.
Yeah,
Well, then you guys can train us then.
then you can train us on CareStack. Okay, so we need to learn a little bit of Ascend, it sounds like. Let me see if we have any posting in Ascend. Let me stop.
Recording stopped.
Okay, let's look for some Ascend. Do you know of an office offhand that needs posting in Ascend?
Maybe some of the Dental Express offices, but I just don't know what they've had yet.
I just looked at Young and there was like tons of scans.
Really?
So I'm like, were those just not moved?
I'm feeling like that's a lot of them are not getting moved because I had that issue with another office. I'm like, we gotta move them.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask. I'll put it in the channel.
Because then maybe we can look at Young so I don't mess them up with. Jeez. Oh yeah, wow. What is that? Yeah, there's a lot in there.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna ask him really quick. I don't know who's on there. Mark, I think.
Yeah, Mark's on there.
And Nishi.
Anishi, yep.
Okay, I'm gonna look at the. No, there's some from January.
Yeah.
Crispy. Okay. Let me look at the one from this week and see if maybe they need help. Okay, here's one from the 23rd. Let me just check really quick before I share my screen. Young. Yeah, and I went to the Slack channel and nobody was in, like, said they were in to any of the sends, which I thought was weird too.
Oh, that is weird. Um,
Can go back to okay, so it's not that big, $2,742, and it's 6 checks. I like that they type it because it's easier to read.
mhm.
So here's our first page. It's saying that there's a check for 311, and here's our check number. And here's the physical check, 311, perfect. We'll keep scrolling, and our EOB is right here. So what's the patient's name? Someone tell me what the patient's name is on this EOB?
Crystal Ku,
Nope. That's the doctor's name.
provider.
Movie
It's Van Russell.
Yes. Okay, so what's the first name and what's the last name?
I think first name is Russell, the last name is Fun.
Yes, perfect. Okay. Right here, I get confused also. Sometimes with these United Healthcare, this is the doctor, which it matches right here. So we know that's the doctor. And then this is the patient, Russell Fan. So we're going to go into Ascend, and I already searched Russell Fan up here. And then we can see data service, February 9th. We have exam, prophy, bite wings. So we can go here to our ledger and we can see February 9th, exam prophy bite wings. We can see right here, this is the claim. So it's saying claim was sent, and I'm scrolling down, but there's no more to scroll. This is the last one. So I can see quickly that this is open and there's no payment. These gray lines divide the dates of service. So if there's any payments applied, like this one has a payment for this date of service, it's going to move itself into the date of service. Even if this was posted today, it's going to put itself all grouped together for the date of service. So you can see what applies where. Okay, so let's post this payment. I'm going to try and find it in the dashboard as well. Doesn't look like it's transcribed, but let's try. So we're going to go to the dashboard. We're going to go to Young. And then we're on the 25th. Okay, we have a large date range, and we want to look for Russell Fan. Okay, there's Russell. And February 9th. So there's nothing here in the unmatched. Let's look at the matched. Nothing in matched. So I'm pretty sure this is missed because there's nothing on the side. When transcription transcribes it, you'll see like the big yellow box over the EOB, and then the transcription team will have their name and a comment, and it'll say the total payment amount. So this is from a few days ago. So to see that this is missed still is a big problem. So I'm going to definitely report this to them that they missed it, like we talked about for the payment posting team to do. Once you guys get there, you'll do the same thing. So when you see something like this, you need to copy the link. You're going to go into your Slack channel, and like a million things open. And you're going to go to product feedback, tag at transcription, this one at transcription support. And I'm going to say this scan was missed for transcription from February 23rd. And I'm going to attach the link as well so they know this is you've missed this. We're really trying to notify them so they can see how much stuff they're missing, because it's slowing us down from using the dashboard. Since this was never transcribed, none of these patients are going to show up in the dashboard, which makes the dashboard obsolete. And that's not what Zentist wants. As a company, we want to utilize the dashboard so that we can have the resources that are in there help us post the payments. So this is just kind of a notification. You've missed this. I'll send it. And it just says you can't import Google Drive, but you can still view it. So that's all you have to do. So let's post this payment. I'm going to open my sticky note and copy this check number right here. So I have it ready. It's going to be 454742121. And then we're going to go into Ascend, and I'm just going to click on this payment. Now I'm ready to enter my payment. So it's today I'm posting the payment, so I don't need to change that. My date hasn't rolled over to a new date, so I don't need to backdate it to a date. And the amount that the insurance paid was $311. So I'm going to put $311 in the amount. And then my method is the payment type. So this is a check. Check. We saw the physical check up here, and it's a scan. So we know this is a check. So that's going to be our type. Drop this down. Insurance payment check. Okay. So in our check number, I'm going to copy and paste that number from the sticky note that we already copied. And then it's saying February 9th. So we can drop this claims button down, and it's showing us the claim that we want. But if there were other claims, you could change the claim you were on if you needed to. So say a claim from January popped up. Well, we're trying to post for February 9th. You could change it and just select from this drop down. Okay. So this matches. February 9th is our date of service. Same line items. The procedure codes match. Bite Wings exam prophy. Perfect. This is our charged. So right here where it says charged, the 94, 77, and 145, that's what they charge to the patient. Okay. So let's do the math really quick. 94 plus 77 plus 145. $316 was charged to the patient. Okay. So now let's apply our payments. So this applied is where the dollar amounts need to go for each line item. So let's look for the Bite Wings. Here's our Bite Wing code, and insurance paid $94. So here I'm going to put $94. Okay, that matches. I can go to the next one. Exam. Exam paid $77. Okay, that matches. Perfect. Prophy. That's this one. 1110. Insurance paid $140. So I need to update that, 140. Now watch this red change when I click out of it. Now it's black and it's telling me, okay, what you put up here, 311, now matches based on what you've applied to each line item. If I left this at the 95, watch the save button. It says, nope, you can't save a payment because you haven't applied all the amount that you're saying is on this check. So that tells me I need to check my each line item to make sure it's correct. So this one was the 140. Now it says, yes, you can save this. You've applied each line item correctly. Okay, now let's go back to our allowed. So we know that the patient's been charged $316. Now let's see what the EOB says. The EOB says that paid amount is $311, patient's portion is $5, and that together, yep, $316. So
It matches.
360, yes. So there's no adjustments that need to be made to our ledger. And you can see that here too. It's showing a balance of $5 to the patient for the same line item. Okay, so that matches. Now, just keep in mind, if the patient has made a payment, you will see other credits here, but those do not change how you apply your payment based on the EOB unless it's a primary EOB. But if a patient pays with their credit card an amount to this claim, it's going to show as a negative, like a credit to them. That is a credit to them if the insurance paid 100%. That means they paid when they shouldn't have paid. So don't let that confuse you or like trick your mind, kind of like, oh, I'm adding too much. No, the patient actually paid more than they should have, right? So if you're applying the correct amounts and your charge matches your allowed, then you don't need to do an adjustment. You just want to follow the charge, the applied, and if you need to do an adjustment based on what was allowed. So just don't even look at this credits. It's going to confuse you and make you think that you maybe added up too much or not. That is irrelevant. If a patient paid with their credit cash, it doesn't apply to this claim. Okay. So in Ascend, we're going to tag ourselves. So this is like a signature. It's saying, yep, I, Zentis, posted this. So I'm going to put Zen. Then it puts my little tag on this claim. And then I'm going to leave my note. And I want to check, are there any deductibles? No, there's not a deductible. Here's the deductible tab. And it's showing right now $50. But the EOB says 0. So I need to change that to 0. And then I can put my note in. So I always check because sometimes it'll automatically apply it, estimating that it should be applied to this claim, but it shouldn't. So I changed it to 0. I'm going to copy my long note because the patient has that $5 balance. We're going to go up to the date. So here's our date of service, 2/9/2022. This is what was charged, $316. Based on the EOB, 316 is the allowed amount. Insurance paid, 311, right here. Adjustments were 0 because the amount on the ledger and the EOB allowed was the same, so no adjustments. Sorry, it's like moving a ton. Okay, patient's portion, $5. Deductible, 0. And then it's a clean claim. There was no denials, downgrades, or any reason the claim wasn't paid per the codes that we submitted. So nothing needs to go there. I have my Zen number. Everything has been filled out. My check number's filled out. The amounts filled out. Each line item is applied. I've done it correctly here. No adjustments are needed. So here it shows 0 adjustments. And I've done all my tags, my note, and I've double checked my deductible. So this claim is ready to be, or this payment is ready to be posted. So I can click the save button, saying insurance payment has been saved. Here's our payment of $311. This little piece of paper, when you hover over it, shows us our note. There's our note. Check numbers right here. And it's stating the payment type check. So this claim's closed. Okay. So we did it correctly. We would mark resolved in the dashboard, but it's not there. Pretend, mark resolved. Now we can go to the next one. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's do this one. So Anthem is going to have a summary page. So this is the payment summary. It's just telling us the patient's name, the amount that was paid, and then the check. And then the EOB will be below here. So first I'm going to take the check number and put it in my sticky note. Copy, and then let's look up the patient. So we have, this is the subscriber and this is the patient. They're the same. So we have Victor Valencia. So I'm going to go to Ascend. I'm going to go up here to this tab, and you can type first or last name. It doesn't matter. And you don't have to put a comma if you don't want to. You just can type either first or last name. So there's the patient. I'm going to click enter on my keyboard and it'll just open the patient's account. We're already on our ledger, but if you weren't, you would just go to here, ledger. So here's all the services that the patients had done. I'm going to scroll down to the EOB. Okay. Patient Victor Valencia. We're looking January 31st, and it's an FMX that the patient had done. Okay, January 31st. Okay, here's January 31st. I see there's an exam, FMX, some other things that have been done. Let's see. Here's FMX. Maybe they didn't charge out for the other ones to insurance because it looks like there's a 0 fee for those. So let's go up here to the payment. We're going to put the amount that was paid, so $180 into here, 180. We're going to select our payment type. It was a check, insurance check. We're going to paste our check number here. And then it didn't pull up a claim. So that means there's more than one claim open for this patient. So I'm going to select this drop down, and then I need to pick the claim that we're on. So which one am I going to pick?
Okay.
That's
January 31st.
Yep, so I want to do this one, January 31st. That's our date of service we're working with. So I'm going to click on it, and then it pulls it up, and it shows us the FMX. That's perfect. And then it shows us they charged 180. Now there's only one line item, so it's going to apply the 180 to that one line item because we put that there was 180 paid. So we don't need to update that. That matches. And then I can see here in the EOB that this office is at a network with Anthem. So the submitted is always going to be the approved allowed because there's no contract to do any adjustments. So when a provider's out of network, you're never going to do any adjustments. Okay.
Okay.
So they paid 100%. That's great. So no adjustments are needed. They paid at 100%. So the patient's balance is 0. What is my note going to be?
Short note.
Short note. Perfect. Let me put in my Zen tag. Zentist. I'm going to check the deductible, make sure there wasn't one applied. It's 0. So patient portion, money sign 0, and my Zen number. Okay. All the fields are filled out. Check number, amount. It's applied correctly. If I had an adjustment, it would reflect here. I don't. Looks good. I've checked all my tabs. I can save. Okay. So once I save, so like this one, I did it today, but it's not going to go to the bottom. It's going to go to the bottom of the date of service. So it shows here today's date, but it's for claim January 31st. So that's why it's inside these gray lines, because this is all for this claim. So we can see the payment here of 180. We can see our check type and our check number. And our note is right here. Patient portion 0, Zen 12. Perfect. So I would mark resolved in the dashboard. And we can go to the next one. Okay, so we have an Aetna check here for 316. Same thing, I'm going to copy the check number onto my sticky note. Okay, I just want to go over one thing before our day is over, because I think we only have like 10 minutes left. In Ascend, if I have an ortho payment, but when I go to my payments, say I want to do a check payment and there's no claim, say the claim's not here, then we need to post it as a electronic transfer payment. And that will allow you to choose where it goes to, and it won't actually go to a specific claim, because as we know, ortho payments are a cycle, right? So they have that initial day that they come in, and then they come in each month for follow-ups, and the insurance will pay on a monthly schedule. So sometimes what happens, especially with this office, I'm familiar with this office, they will close the first claim, and they shouldn't, but sometimes they close that claim. So then we can't attach additional payments. So to get that payment into the ledger, we will choose the electronic transfer payment. It just allows you to post a payment and it not be attached to a claim as an insurance payment. So when you select this, you can just post it to the appropriate patient, and then it would just be a fixed dollar amount. It's not going to be applied per line item, because ortho is just the monthly fee, right? So you could post it that way. If you were in, say this was the first payment, as the other ones have been closed on accident, sometimes if say you're the first person to get to the claim and this is the first ortho and it is in here, but you know we're going to have more payments, make sure you select this option, additional payments expected later from insurance. So by selecting that button on ortho, it will keep the claim open so you can continue to apply the monthly payments. If you don't select that, it will close the claim, and then we have to do those transfer payments. Okay, so on the ortho payments only, which are the 8 codes, so it'll be 8090 or 8066, those codes, it'll say ortho here. If it's the first one and the claim's available, check this box in Ascend to make sure we can continue to post the payments. If it's already
if
been,
that claim is in there, right?
yeah, like this.
Okay.
Pretend this is an ortho claim. You want to select this button so that we can keep posting the monthly payments that come from insurance.
Oh, just gonna continue. Okay.
Yeah, it'll
All
keep
right.
it open. So then when you come to the enter payments next month and you have a payment for the patient, you can then continue to post the monthly payments. If
All
it,
right. So
it's
the one
closed,
that it's close, we just need to choose electronic transfer payment.
correct, yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's post the next one. I just wanted you to know that so that when you get one, you know how to work it. Okay, so this one, we copied the check number. So we're looking for Emrit Chima. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Let's look up the patient. So I'm going to select here. Chima Emrit, there it is. Click enter on my keyboard. Pulls up the patient's account. We are looking for January 7th, Prophy Bite Wings exam. I can see here is January 7th. We have Prophy, Bite Wings, and exam. So I'm going to go up to payment. It's a check, so I'm going to do the check, and then the amount that was paid was $316. So I'm going to put 316 here, paste my check number, and then apply it per line item. So for the Bite Wings, insurance paid $94. So 94 is there. 77 on the exam, and 145. It looks like they all match already. And then right here, this network status is out of network. So what does it mean when the doctor's out of network?
All right.
No adjustments.
No adjustments, yes.
Adjustment.
So they don't have an agreement with this insurance to charge the patient a fee. They can charge the patient whatever they want because there's no contract. So when there's no contract, it's considered out of network, and no adjustments will ever be applied on an out of network provider. Okay, so 316 is the allowed, and that's what was charged to the patient, and the insurance paid 100%. So I'm going to do my Zentis tag. I'm going to go to the deductible to make sure nothing was applied automatically, and then I can leave my note. What note should I be leaving?
Short note.
Short note, because patient's portion is 0. So patient portion, money sign 0, Z12. And yours is going to be whatever is provided to you from Ray, I think. So if it's IND, and then I know some people have PHI, I think, ZPHI. So just make sure you're doing what is assigned to you, okay? So
However, I'm so sorry.
Mhm.
What if the patient has a portion on it, even if it's out of network? They doesn't pay it in full. I mean, the insurance.
Yeah, so same thing, you'll leave your long note if the patient has a portion, and there's no adjustments ever on out of network.
But then we're not gonna put anything in this, right? The balance or something. No, we
No.
can leave it like that.
Well, because this one says 0. Say the insurance only paid $300. Say they only
Yes.
paid $300, then they would have a $16 balance, and you would
Uh-huh.
put your long note stating
that
why
there is
they
a
have
payment
that.
portion.
Yes,
Okay,
correct.
but we are not gonna do or put anything in the balance or something like deductible. No, right?
If there was a deductible on here, then I would apply the deductible in my note and on here.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Mhm.
All right. Gotcha. Thank you.
Okay, so I saved that. It's loading. There's my payment. Here's my note. Patient portion 0. Claims closed. We can mark resolved in the dashboard, pretend, and we can go to the next one. Okay, here we have a Cigna check for $1,705.40. Here's our check number up here. So I'm going to go to my sticky note. I'm going to type the check number 713282242. Copy. Scroll down to our EOB. Okay, so this is a big one, which is kind of nice because it's less EOBs. Okay, we're looking for Jasmine Masuda, date of service, January 10th. So I'm going to go to Ascend. I'm going to look up Jasmine.
Masuda.
And there it is. So I'm going to click enter. And it's January 10th. So here's January 10th. We can see there's a lot of items, Bite Wings, exam, Profi, and then they had some fillings done also. Fillings. Okay. Looks like insurance already paid $1,000, and that was from Cigna as well, but it's a different group. And then here's Cigna from Union Dental Health, the HMO plan. So let's see. Yep, so right here's the group, credit union. So it matches. So same thing, up here we'll go to the payment. We will put in the amount. So insurance paid $1,420.40. Is that right? No. 1,420 and 40 cents. Okay, and it's a check. So I'm going to select insurance check, paste the check number, and then it picked the January 10th, so I don't need to change the claim. This is the one we're on. Now we need to apply the correct amounts per line item. So we already know it's off because this is red. So let's check. So the Bite Wings, that's this code D0274, insurance paid $84.60. So $84.60, that matches. Let's go to the exam. That's this code, 69. Okay, matches. Profi, 130. Okay, that matches.
Yes.
Next one is going to be a filling on tooth number 8 for I think that's MIDL or MID, yeah. So we're going to look on the EOB for tooth number 8. So here's the tooth numbers, and here's number 8. Now I can already see that there's a DB, and I'm pretty sure this means applied to deductible, which is right here. So yes, that's what this code means. That this is the first major service on the claim. So they're saying that they're applying the deductible to this line item. So insurance paid $232. Okay, that matches. The next one is for tooth 14, MO filling. So I'm going to find tooth 14. Okay, there's 2 codes. So I'm predicting this is a downgrade. So this is a the code that was billed 2392, which is for a white filling, and they downgraded it to 2150 to the metal. So we can see here they paid 0 for the white, but they paid $224 for the downgrade. So this is what we're going to follow now. It doesn't mean we add these together. They're just telling us this was the original line, and now we're going to move to this line because this is what they paid at. So this is what we're going to post, 224. So it says 56, it's going to be 224. We'll go to the next one, which is going to be 18, tooth number 18. So let's find 18. Same thing happened. This is what we submitted. They did not pay. They downgraded the tooth to the metal filling, and they paid the same, 224. Okay. Okay, let's find tooth 20. It's a little out of order here. 20 is going to be all the way up here. And for this one, they did pay for the white filling. So they paid $224. Okay, and then the last one is number 19. Number 19 right here, this one was downgraded also. So the code we submitted is not paid, but they did downgrade the code and then paid for tooth 19 at 232. So that's what we're going to put in here, 232. Okay, let's watch this red. Okay, so the payment amount applied is correct, $1,420.40, but it's saying amount of other credits to be applied. So this is from the primary, right? We saw there, I don't think I can move this, but there was a payment made from the primary. Let's see. Does it show on the EOB? No, I don't see it. But just remember, the adjustments are only applied to the secondary payment. So no adjustments should have been applied to the primary. So we were going to follow this. So this is what insurance paid. This is the patient's responsibility. So let's do the math. 14, 20, and 40 plus. So this is our allowed amount, 1856, which right here, it states out of network. So we're going to follow the charged amounts because they're out of network. There's no contract. They will sometimes tell us what the contracted rate would be. This one doesn't, but some insurances will tell you what it would have been if you were in contract. So it is important to make sure you look out for this, out of network or in network. So they're out of network, so no adjustments. Okay, so we need to go in here and they're, okay, it's showing a 0. Okay, that's good. Let's put our Zen tag. Our deductible was 75, which we saw right here was applied to this billing, $75. And it estimated for it, so we can see that there. And then we have our long note because the patient has a balance. Correct. So we're going to copy. We're going to paste. Data service. January 10th. The amount on the ledger is the same as what was allowed. So 1856. Let me just double check. Okay, yep, it does match. If it was less, then we would need to debit, which you would do outside of the claim, which I'll show you how. If it was, because it's out of network, there's no write-off, but there could be an adjustment to debit. So if the office didn't charge enough, we would need to make sure it matches the allowed, which is the patient portion plus insurance paid. It's kind of tricky saying the word allowed because it's out of network and they can charge whatever they want. But if the insurance says they could have charged more, then we want to debit that to the account. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So let's keep going. So 1856, 1856. Insurance paid $1,420.40. No adjustments. Patient portion is the
435.60.
Okay, and then we had the $75 deductible. And then what's our notes gonna be? I know this is a long one. We have quite a few here, right?
Downgraded procedure codes.
Mm-hmm. So I usually like to put the code, but this one's kind of extensive, I feel like. So I'm just going to put composite downgraded to amalgam. And then if they want to look at the specific, they can check that in the posted folder. Okay. If it's just one, I would put the code, but it would be like a million codes. So I'm just going to put composites downgraded. And if they want the specifics, this EOB will be in their posted folder so they can always reference that. Okay, so we have our tag, we have our note, we have our deductible. Now you're probably looking at this and thinking, but wait, the patient has all these credits. What do I do with that? So we have applied our payment based on what was charged and this EOB. So we need to just remember, I said those other credits, you have to just kind of ignore it because the patient has made a payment with they made a, right here, you can see kind of in the gray, they made a check payment. So that's why we're seeing these credits, because the patients paid their own money on this claim and they overpaid. They shouldn't have paid this much. So they will get a credit for what the insurance has paid to their account. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So we'll click save. How come it's not saving?
Your credit allocation.
Melissa, do you know? Because when it's the patient's portion, we're supposed to just save it, but it's saying I can't. I don't know. It's saying incorrect credits allocated, but they paid a check payment.
Oh, like they paid more than they were supposed to?
Yes.
Oh.
And there's no adjustments that should be applied. The allowed is as it states, but the patient overpaid.
Oh, is there a way to, can you,
So we've applied the payment correct. There's no adjustments. The allowed is the same. Is it maybe the S?
Maybe we need to edit the patient's payment somehow because like I think when they go on Dentrix Ascend, they have to like apply it to a specific line. So I don't know if maybe we can, but I don't know if that's going to change it. Like edit like 14, 18, 20, 19, like if they've applied that much. Because essentially it's saying that they paid
too much. They shouldn't
too
have
much
paid
for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the only thing I can think of, but I'm not exactly
Oh,
sure.
is it maybe because of their estimate? What if I changed? No, that doesn't change it. But
Because the other problem is the other credits, it's probably what the patient paid already. So
can I change the allowed? I don't think that will.
no, I don't think the allowed will. You can try it, but I don't think it's going to change anything.
So this would be one, because I don't think that changes anything on the account. Plus 168. Yeah, it still doesn't change it.
So the only thing I can think of is if you change, you would have to cancel this payment though. And see where the patient actually paid the portion. And then maybe edit what they allocated by procedure. So like 14, 18, 19, 20, they paid too much. So where they paid a payment.
So, oh, it's actually the primary paid 1,000. And then the secondary overpaid then based on coordination of benefits because the secondary paid $1,420.
Yeah,
so it's like $2,400.
Familiar with Dentrix Ascend to see how that would work. Because like it won't let you post it because even though it's right, like how
yeah, so guys, it would let us post it if it was just the patient's portion, but because it's actually the insurance payment, it's not letting us because it's saying insurance is paying more than what should have been paid. I'm just trying to figure out how because technically the coordinate, so when you have a primary and a secondary, they talk to each other. A secondary should have seen, okay, you paid $1,000. I'm going to only pay $420, but they ended up paying the whole $1,420.40. So now if you add together this payment of $1,420.40 plus the primary payment of $1,000, that's more than what was out. Does that make sense?
The only other thing I could think of is maybe if you do like a debit adjustment to try to get it just to post for that date. like do a debit adjustment of the amount and then delete the debit adjustment. But I don't know, so you can
If
post.
it'll
the
allow it or not.
payment,
I think I want to just task it to the
or maybe
office.
just task it to the office. So yesterday we had an issue in one of the offices that was Dentrix Ascend. I can't remember, it was on the posting for during training, but similar situation, primary and like secondary paid too much, but then they also, the patient paid too much as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that office were not able to do debit adjustment. So we had to just task it back to the office to post. And
Yeah,
figure
this
it out.
patient also paid a check payment of like 200
Yeah.
something. So,
Crazy.
so what happened is the insurances have paid well more than they should have, right? So we can't post the extras like $600 over that they've paid cumulatively. So when that happens, the insurance will figure it out. They'll figure it out at some point and they'll ask for their money back. So I know we kind of covered it a little bit this morning with a recoupment payment, and that may happen in this situation because the insurance paid too much. So at some point they're going to figure it out that they paid too much and they're going to ask the office to give them their money back. So we could just do it on our own because we know it's overpaid and just reach back out to the insurance and say, hey, you've overpaid. Can you please reprocess the coordination of benefits? So in this case, we want to reach out to CS, which is the client communications, and let them know the secondary has overpaid based on what primary has paid. We're unable to post it because it's more than what was charged to the account. And then ask the office, how do they want us to do this? Because we can't post it. So either they can post it however they want to post it, or they can try to reach out to the insurance and refund what should have been and reprocess that claim to what should have actually been paid. And then we can post the new claim. So it's a little tricky, but when it's more than what was charged, Ascend won't let you post it if it's the insurance. Now, if it shows like that with the credits because of just a check payment, then you can post it. Okay, so I'll walk you through the task to client communications here. So I'm gonna take a screenshot of the PMS. I'm gonna post in here. I'm gonna take a picture of this also. Okay, that's good. So I create a ticket, but I don't think it's working. So I'll try this and then create a ticket. And if it works, then I can take it off. But okay, so I'm asking, please ask office how they want this payment posted, as the primary paid 1,000 and the secondary paid 1,420 and 40 cents, and the total charged to the ledger was 1856. Ascend will not let us post the overpaid amount. Insurance will most likely request a refund. Patient, I can't spell. Okay, patient's name is Jasmine Masuda, so J I don't know if I spelled that right. Masuda. Masuda and data service is January 10th, 2022. Yes. Okay, 2022. So I'm giving them all the information. Primary paid 1,000, secondary paid $1,420.40. Total charge was only the $1,856. Let me just double check that. Yep, that's right. So they overpaid by like $600, and Ascend will not let us post that overpaid amount. So insurance is most likely going to request a refund. So I mentioned that, mentioned the patient's name and date of service, and then how do they want us to post this? So they may want us to just post it as the payment transfer, which we could do, or they may just post it, or they may actually reach out to the insurance and ask them to reprocess it and send them the primary EOB. And then the insurance will request the money back and then reprocess it with the correct payment. So lots of options that could happen. I'm gonna click send. Let's see if I can create a ticket.
Make the office decide.
Yeah, make the office decide. It's not for me to decide, it's for them to decide. The right way would be call the insurance to reprocess the claim. Client communications. Okay, let's see. Okay, it did work, so I'll edit this. Okay, there we go. It's all good to go. Now, when I continue posting, I need to be mindful that this amount isn't posted. So when I'm reconciling my scan, I'm going to subtract that $14.20 from this amount. And then in my daily billing work report, I'm going to write the office. I was unable to post $1,420.40 for check number, write the check number, patient Jasmine Masuda. The secondary overpaid based on the coordination of benefits. I'm unable to post in Ascend, in the PMS. And then ask them, I've had my team reach out to you on how you would like this to be posted. So you're always communicating on both ends. So we've communicated to client communications, and we've communicated through our daily billing work report. Your daily billing work report will also ask you, have you posted everything that you can post for today? No. So that's going to be no, because we missed that one, right? So we're going to put one claim was not posted, but it's due to we need off practice approval. So we need them to approve how they want it posted. So you would just fill out your report as it relates to your situation within posting. Okay.
Okie
Any
dokie.
questions? Okie dokie. Sounds good.
Happy weekend.
Yeah.
Happy
Yes.
lunch first.
Recording stopped.
Okay. Yes. If you guys want to take a lunch break, dinner break, go for it. I'm going to let Kumar know. I created a list of everything we went over. So who's ready posting on Monday,